Once upon a time, deep in the sun-dappled forest, lived a happy family of 3 bears, a great big papa bear, a middle-sized mama bear, and a wee little baby bear. Their home was a cozy, charming cottage nestled among the tall trees. One bright morning, Mama Bear made a delicious pot of porridge for breakfast. But oh, it was much too hot to eat. "Let's go for a walk in the woods while our porridge cools down," suggested wise Papa Bear. So, the 3 bears locked their door and set off on a lovely morning stroll, enjoying the fresh air and birdsong. Not long after they left, a curious little girl with golden, curly hair happened upon their cottage. Her name was Goldilocks. She was out exploring, picking wild flowers, and had wandered a little farther than she was supposed to. When she saw the cute little house, she couldn't resist taking a peek. She knocked on the door. "Hello, is anyone home?" she called out, but there was no answer. The door wasn't locked very tightly, and with a little push, it swung right open. Goldilocks, being a very inquisitive girl, decided to step inside. The first thing she saw was a dining table, set with 3 bowls of porridge. Her tummy rumbled, as she hadn't had her breakfast yet. First, she tried the porridge from the great big bowl that belonged to Papa Bear. "Ouch! This porridge is way too hot," she exclaimed, pulling her spoon back quickly. Next, she moved to the middle-sized bowl, which belonged to Mama Bear. She took a spoonful. This porridge is too cold," she complained with a shiver. Finally, she tried the porridge from the wee little bowl that belonged to Baby Bear. "This porridge is just right," she said happily, and she ate it all up, every last drop. Feeling quite full, Goldilocks looked around for a place to sit. In the living room, she saw 3 chairs. First, she tried to climb into Papa Bear's great big chair. "This chair is too hard," she grumbled, sliding right off. It was far too big and stiff for her. Then, she sat in Mama Bear's middle-sized chair. "This chair is too soft," she sighed, sinking deep into the cushions. It felt like she was being swallowed up. Lastly, she tried the wee little chair that belonged to Baby Bear. "Ah, this chair is just right," she chirped. She rocked back and forth, feeling very comfortable, until, crack, the little chair broke into pieces, and Goldilocks tumbled onto the floor. Oops! Goldilocks picked herself up and decided to go upstairs. Maybe she could rest for a bit. At the top of the stairs, she found a bedroom with 3 beds. First, she lay down on Papa Bear's great big bed. "This bed is too hard," she said, bouncing off the firm mattress. It felt like sleeping on a board. Next, she tried Mama Bear's middle-sized bed. "This bed is too soft," she yawned, sinking into a mountain of fluffy pillows and quilts. She felt like she was drowning in feathers. Finally, she snuggled into the wee little bed that belonged to Baby Bear. "Oh, this bed is just right," she whispered to herself. It was so cozy and comfortable that she soon drifted off into a deep, peaceful sleep. Just as Goldilocks was dreaming sweet dreams, the 3 bears returned from their walk. They were hungry and ready for their breakfast. As they entered their cottage, Papa Bear looked at his bowl and growled in his great big voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Mama Bear looked at her bowl and said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge too." Then, Little baby bear looked at his empty bowl and cried in his wee little voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge, and they've eaten it all up." The bears were very confused. They went into the living room to investigate further. Papa Bear looked at his chair and growled in his great big voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." Mama Bear looked at her chair with its squashed cushion and said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair too." Then, Baby Bear looked at his broken chair on the floor and wailed in his wee little voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair, and they've broken it all to pieces." Now the bears were quite concerned. They tiptoed quietly up the stairs to their bedroom. Papa Bear went to his bed and growled in his great big voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." Mama Bear looked at her rumpled bed and said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too." Then, Baby Bear went to his little bed, and what did he see? He saw a little girl with golden hair fast asleep. He cried out in his wee little, high-pitched voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and here she is." Goldilocks woke up with a start. She saw the three bears standing over her, a great big one, a middle-sized one, and a wee little one. She was so surprised and frightened that she leaped out of bed, ran to the open window, and jumped right out. She ran and ran through the forest as fast as her legs could carry her, not stopping until she was safely back in her own home. The three bears watched her go, completely bewildered by their unexpected visitor. Goldilocks learned a very important lesson that day, to always respect the homes and belongings of others, and never to enter someone's house without permission. And from that day on, she never wandered into the woods alone again. Thank you so much for watching this classic story with us. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wonderful stories. See you next time.